If you're thinking about buying a home right now, you're probably asking yourself, should I buy new or resale? In this video, I'm going to give you some pros and cons for each. Hey guys, I'm Marilyn Torres Jenkins with the Jenkins Realty Group right here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. As of this video, DFW has over 30,000 active listings. Inventory is up about 40% from last year. On the resale side, more than half of the home sellers, 53.9%, have reduced their list price. And on new construction, builders are offering the best incentives that we've seen since 2019. So what does that mean to you as a buyer? That means that you have leverage. It means you are not rushing into a decision anymore. You're not waiving inspections or overbidding on a home. Right now, you have time to think and process. The median resale home price in DFW right now is about $420,000. The median new construction home price is about $405,000. They're actually pretty close. On the resale side, remember that you are dealing with a homeowner who's selling their home for whatever reason, and that there are a lot of emotions and finances involved. You know, we have sellers whose homes are currently sitting on the market for 60, 70, 80 plus days. And more than half of these listings have seen a price cut. Currently, about 50% of all closings now include seller concessions averaging around $6,000. So understand that a well-positioned offer can get you closing cost help, a rate buy down, repair credits, and maybe even more. Now, on the new construction side, these builders aren't sitting around either. With finished vacant inventory up 35% year over year, builders in places like Prosper, McKinney, Little Elm, Aubrey, Celina are all offering rate buy downs to the low 5% range and some even lower. What does that mean for your monthly payment? We're talking about $400 to $500 a month in savings, plus closing cost credits and maybe even some free upgrades. So if someone says that new construction is more expensive, just make sure you run the numbers. You may find that after the incentives, new construction might actually cost you less. And keep in mind that on a resale home, you might be looking at repairs, updates, things that the inspection report turned up. Whereas with a brand new home, it's a turnkey operation and it comes with a builder's warranty. So now let's talk leverage negotiation. In the DFW area, we are in what we call a buyer's market. Lots of inventory and very few buyers. With so many homes for sale, new and existing, sellers and builders are willing to negotiate a deal with you. When a seller's home sits on the market for 45 days, they're willing to negotiate price and terms. In the $500,000 to $900,000 range across DFW right now, you can realistically be looking at a 5 to 8% off of the original list price on homes that have been sitting on the market. In Prosper, for example, prices are down 12% year over year. Homes are sitting 74 to 118 days. Those sellers are willing to make a deal with you. Now, new construction, that's a whole different dynamic. You are not dealing with a home seller, you're dealing with a business. There are no emotions involved, just numbers. While builders may not come down on price, they're certainly willing to offset closing costs, rate buy downs, and even upgrades. And here's a pro tip. When you go look at new construction, take your agent with you. Because remember, that salesperson, as nice as they are, they work for the builder, they don't work for you. Okay, something else for you to consider when looking for a home. Where do you need or want to live? 9 times out of 10, this question is answered by where you work. And I'm not talking about the city, but your actual work address. Why? Because traffic here in the Metroplex is real. Commute times are different from a Sunday afternoon to a Monday morning commute. That 45-minute GPS estimate is now a 75-minute commute at 7 a.m. on Monday morning. I say this because if you are considering new construction, know that these communities are further out from the Metroplex. You may get a better package deal, but your drive may be further. Whereas a resale home in an established suburb might put you 20 minutes closer to your work. Is this important to you? Think about it. Now let's talk schools. Do you have children? Are you planning on having children? If you are, then school districts has to be on that must-have list. And here's something that you need to know. Some of the best school districts in the state are tied directly to specific zip codes like Prosper ISD, Frisco, Plano, McKinney ISD. These are not just ratings on a website. These are communities that are investing heavily in education, new campuses, strong academics, real resources for your kids. But here's what people do not always think about. Which school district does this specific house fall in? Because one street can have two districts. One side of that street can be a top-rated district and the other side can be a completely different story. So don't just assume. Also, remember that with new construction communities, these districts are still growing, which means that with expansion comes new zoning. Because the school that your child attends will shape their entire experience in that community. And this is not a box that you just check. This is a priority that you plan for. How do you want to live day by day? Close to everything, restaurants, shopping, Saturday night plans, or space and quiet, kids riding bikes, you knowing your neighbors. Both of these are valid, but they lead you to very different places. Want walkability? Legacy West in Plano, the Star in Frisco, historic downtown McKinney. These areas deliver that. New construction? Some are still waiting on their first grocery store. Celina, Aubrey, Princeton. Retail hasn't caught up yet. You could be driving 20 minutes just to get to a Target, but that will change. These areas are growing fast. But right now, be honest about whether the trade-off works for your lifestyle. And one more thing to think about, something people don't talk about often, and that's the feel of a neighborhood. Resale has something new construction can't offer: history, mature trees, established neighborhoods, a community that has lived together for years, a sense of place. New construction is building that, and some are doing it beautifully with pools, trails, events, great amenities, but it takes time. So what stage of life are you in? Starting out, growing your family, love being new alongside your neighbors? New construction can be incredibly exciting. Want roots, shade trees, a neighborhood with character? A resale home in an established area might be your fit. So let's bring all of this together. These are the questions that Mike and I walk every buyer through. And I want you to ask yourself right now, 1, where do you work? What commute can you actually live with? Not survive, but live with every single day. 2, do you have children? What school district matters most? Have you verified which district that address is zoned to? 3, what does your daily life look like? Do you need walkable retail and restaurants, or are you trading for more space and a quieter lifestyle? 4, are you ready for a project? Remember, resale comes with character and sometimes deferred maintenance. New construction comes move-in ready. Which one fits where you're at right now? 5, what does the full financial picture look like? Not just the purchase price, rate buy down, incentives, repair credits, property taxes, HOA, utilities, special fees. Run the real monthly number, not just a sticker price. And here's the thing, there's no universally right answer. That right answer fits your lifestyle, your work, your family, your priorities. This is one of the best buying environments that we've seen in years. Leverage on resale, incentives on new construction, price correction working in your favor, builders and sellers competing for you. But leverage only works if you use it strategically. And that starts with knowing what you actually want. Not just in a home, but in your life. If you are actively looking, reach out to us. Mike and I will sit down with you. We'll map out your priorities, build a real game plan, whether it is new construction or resale. All of our info is in the description below. There's a link to schedule a quick Zoom. No pressure, just a meet and greet. And if you're not ready yet, drop your question in the comment below or just text me directly at 972-740-1715. If you found this video helpful, then hit that like and subscribe button, because we put out real data-driven content every week for buyers and sellers every single week. I'm Marilyn Torres Jenkins with the Jenkins Realty Group. See you around the next one. God bless.